Apple just released an updated version of the Mac Mini, and honestly, it's a flipping steal. What's up, everybody? It is Andrew here from AppleInsider, and this week Apple made a bunch of news. They released new MacBook Pros, they released a new HomePod, and they released an updated version of the Mac Mini. And with this update come a few surprise changes. And with everything that Apple did, this new Mac is honestly one of the best deals in Apple's lineup, especially when you're considering just the desktops. Let me tell you why. So to start, the updated Mac Mini, this is a prior generation, the new Mac Mini has a new lower starting point. Apple actually dropped the price on the updated model, going from $699 to only $599 to start. And through the education store, it drops down even further to $499. So students, teachers can get a desktop M2 Mac Mini for only $500. That is an incredible deal. So besides that, Apple introduced two different versions. There's an M2 version as well as an M2 Pro version. And that makes all the difference. I'm going to ignore the Mac Pro because it's on the super high end of the lineup and we're talking about the Mac Mini, but let's compare the new Mac Mini against the existing 24-inch iMac and the Mac Studio. Starting off with that 24-inch iMac that's sitting right behind me. And honestly, it's looking quite a bit long in the tooth. That Mac back there has an 8-core CPU, an M1, and a 7-core GPU. The new M2 Mac Mini, for only $600, starts off with an 8-core CPU and a 10-core GPU, automatically giving you plenty more graphics power and a more compact body. But when you consider that it's $1,300 for an M1 with an 8-core CPU and 7-core GPU, you could spend the same $1,300 on the updated Mac Mini and get an M2 Pro. On top of an M2 Pro, it's a 10-core CPU and a 16-core GPU, plus comes with 16 gigs of memory versus 8 gigs of memory, and a 512 gig SSD versus a 256 gig SSD. It's a huge difference. The massive performance difference between the Mac Mini and a 24-inch iMac is staggering. There are new benchmarks that have come out today that are showing that the M2 Pro, at least the 12-core version, is more powerful than an M1 Max processor. So that can get more than an M1 Max in a Mac Mini is bonkers. Now sure, the 24-inch iMac does have a Retina display. It's a 4.5K display that's 24 inches in size. There are lots of different displays on the market, so you can price it out wherever you want. Go bigger, go smaller, higher resolution, anything like that, and you can definitely get a good deal. Plus, it's a lot cheaper and easier to upgrade your display down the line versus picking up that machine just for the display and then really hampering your performance because you wanted that all-in-one. There's also a big difference between the Mac Mini and the Mac Studio. Now I will say the Mac Studio can definitely have much more power behind it. I mean, you can go all the way up to an M1 Ultra, you can get just tons more stuff in there, more powerful machine. But if we're looking at the base models, or at least the M2 Pro base model of the Mac Mini, it's a big deal. You can get a Mac Mini with that M2 Pro at $1,300 or spend $1,600 for the 12-core that will literally be more powerful than the M1 Max in the entry-level Mac Studio. Plus, the new Mac Mini can support an 8K external display or a 4K at 240 Hz, things that M1 Max or M1 Ultra inside the Mac Studio cannot do. I think this makes the Mac Mini a great bargain for anyone out there. If you already have a display, pick up the new Mac Mini. It's a great desktop machine, I mean, so affordable and freaking amazing performance. I'm in love with this thing, and if you're in the market for a desktop, you should for sure consider it. I put some links and deals for it down below in the description, but let me know what you think. Are you excited about the new Mac Mini? Let me know in the comments or on Twitter at Andrew_OSU. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in another video.